So I have been speedrunning Jak 2 for the past 2 to 3 months-ish, and I've somehow managed to get a top 6 time on the 2017 version. Ignore the fact there are only like 12 winners. Pretend it's a really good accomplishment. So I thought it would be very, very nice to do a quick tutorial. Just a quick kinda in-depth tutorial about how the game works, how the route works for any newcomers who want to run the game. This is the right place to be. I stream almost every day over on Twitch, so please go and give us a follow over there. This was recorded live on Twitch. You can see people popping in the chat here and then. You can see some subs going on. Feel free to pop into the Twitch chat. Feel free to pop in to say hi. I'm trying to be live as much as possible. Grinding Jak 1, Jak 2. Hope you enjoy. This video will consist of the tutorial, and at the very end it will show you my current PB just so you can compare and how like an actual fully formed run will be. So hope you guys enjoy. Peace.
So, the reason I'm loading into this file right now, so I'm going to show you a few little tips and tricks that you're going to need. For the run. Yay, Jak 2, hell yeah. We're doing a Jak 1 tutorial. Nivek. We're doing a Jak 1 and Jak 2 tutorial. 80% tutorial. Feel free to follow along if you want. Right. Okay. So, for the time being, because that's double audio, forgot to do that. Let me mute this because I actually hate the sound of Jak. I've heard it too many times for now. I'll mute it a little later on. But okay, so I'll explain this now. I might as well explain this now, right? Certain cutscenes and things, and certain you can't do certain things when a communicator is out, right? You can't jump through a gate, for example. You can't jump through a warp gate, for example. With the communicator out, you have to wait for it to go away. To stop that, you can turn the speech volume all the way down to 0. This way, the communicator never spawns. So certain areas you can save a little bit of time with. Save a little bit of time with certain areas just because the elevator, well, just because the communicator thing like that people talk to you on, just because it doesn't spawn, which is very, very nice, very, very nice indeed. So, pretty much, I'm going to try my best to explain the bread and butter trick for this speedrun. I will go slow. If anyone has any questions in the chat, let me know, and then I will do my best to answer them. Right. So as you saw what I did there, this, I'll show you again. Right, this is a hover. It's very, very, very difficult, honestly. It's very hard to explain. What I'm saying is, I believe it's a trick cancel, because this is a trick, right? It's just a trick cancel going upwards like really, really quickly. So, the best way to explain it is to pay attention to my controller display at the bottom. I think that's probably the best way to explain this, right? So, I'm gonna try. It's not gonna go well, right? Pretty much, you jump when you're on the jetboard. You jump. And when you're in the air, you push the analog stick, this thing here, this one, you push this slightly to the left. Slightly to the left, or I think the right works as well, I could be wrong. But slightly to the left, and then up. And then when you're at the top of this, when you do this, ta-da, you've done it. Okay, that was a very poor explanation. I'll try it again. So, what you want to do, you jump, move it slightly to the left, and hold L1 at the same time. Jump and hold L1. Move the analog stick slightly to the left and then up, and then when it's at the very top, like upwards like this, you start spamming L1, and that's how you gain height. So what you can do, you jump and do that. That is not easy. It will take various hours of practice, as it did for me, but that is pretty much the bread and butter of this run. You are going to need the hover, pretty much everywhere in the run. Like, there's pretty much not an area where you're not going to need to hover. That's what I'm saying. Okay, there's a way you can go quite fast on a jetboard as well. The fastest transportation is a zoomer, one of them over there. Those things there. That is the fastest mode of transportation, but sometimes we can't always have a zoomer, especially if we're in a level. That was cool. What the hell? Okay, especially if we're in a level. So the second fastest mode of transportation would be for the jetboard. And the whole point of a speedrun is to go fast. So, the fastest way to go with the jetboard, if you push forward, jump and then do a 360, that'll give you a little speed boost. If you jump and do a 360 again, that'll give you speed boosts. You can chain them together. And it will be very, very nice. It will be very, very nice for a nice little burst of speed. So you jump, do a 360 by holding L1, not L1, holding R1 and spinning the analog stick around, or just pushing it all the way to the left until you've done a full 360 and then letting go. That's probably the best way I can explain that. Is everyone with me so far, or am I doing terrible? I don't do tutorials very often. That is pretty much the bread and butter. There's a really good video by Boomer that explains it a lot more in depth. That explains the hover a lot more in depth and explains how to do it a lot better and a lot easier, right? So I would recommend, if you're struggling to do the hover, go watch that video. Because I may do a follow-up video to this explaining how to do the hover in its entirety. Like how to do the hover, like a full breakdown of the hover, how it works, why it works, that kind of thing. Because right now, this is completely unscripted. This is off the top of my head on how to do things. So yeah. The faster you, during the hover, by the way, the faster you spam L1, when it's in the air, the faster you'll go. The higher and faster you'll go. Because there are some people who can mash it and go like really far, really, really quickly. And really high, really, really quickly. And that's what we're gonna do. That's the hover. I hope that is explanatory enough, Hope that's all good. Hope everyone understands that to some degree. I will leave, especially if this does go up on YouTube or anything, I will leave a link to Boomer's video in the description of the video and of the highlight, I guess. It will go up on YouTube, It'll be easy. That's all I can really think of in terms of the hover, but there's a lot of other movements. Say for example, you are unable to use the jetboard. Also, this is a really good way to practice hovering. Sit in the port, slap some music on, do whatever, and just hover. Oops, I clipped him out of bounds, pog. Just practice. That's all I can say. That's all there is to it. Oh, I'll explain this actually. What I did there, I don't know if you saw. So what you can do, you can build up speed. You build up speed with the double front, with the double side flip. The 360, 1, 2. That's called a double side flip, right? It is the fastest way to build up speed. And there's a lot of points in this run where you can build up, you can do a double side flip into a hover, and you'll go further. Because if you do a hover from standing still, if I can get it, there you go. If you do a hover from standing still, you will only go high. You won't go far. So the best way to go far is to build speed first, go forward, and then do the hover. That is the best way. I can explain that. But we should probably get onto the run, realistically. I'll explain one more trick I'll explain this trick a little more in depth later on, what I'm going to do now. But this, if I can do it correctly, that is an extended front flip. So, what you can do, it's a hover input into a front flip. It gives you a little extra height and a little extra distance. So I don't know the best way to go about this. So okay, you can't get up here by normal means, right? I can't guarantee this will work, actually. You can't get up there by normal means, but you can do an extended front flip. You can go with the ramp, but, you know, with speedruns were cool. So you do a hover input and then a front flip. You can get up here. The point is, you get a little bit more height. I'll explain it a little bit more in depth later when we actually do this in a run. Because there is a place that we do this in a run. You can chain many together, but there's a whole entire other category of Jak 2 speedrunning called hoverless, which this completely banned. It's completely banned and hoverless, not allowed. You're not allowed to hover in hoverless, believe it or not. So the alternative method is the extended front flip, because that doesn't count as a hover. That right there, this counts as a hover, obviously, but the first input and then the flip, the extended front flip, that's called, that doesn't count as a hover, which is very, very, very nice. Okay, should we hop into an actual, well, start of a run, and I'll try my best to explain how the start of the run works. I think we should, because I'm gonna go step by step. I'm gonna go step by step on how we do things. If I'm going too fast, let me know in chat. You know, because this is streamed on Twitch, by the way. If this does end up being a YouTube video, this is completely streamed on Twitch. That was awesome. Apologies if I'm terrible at a tutorial. Okay. Also, there's one other thing I should mention. Hovering can work going upwards like this. I think it is the easiest way to hover, going upwards like that. But you can hover downwards like this as well. And it's a different motion. My only problem is I can't get that hover started very often, and also it's a strain and a half to do. So what I like to do, if I'm feeling swag while I do that, that's called a swag hover. But if I'm feeling swag, I can hover, and then switch hover. It doesn't do anything. It does not do anything. It's just a preference. If you want to hover downwards, which is it's okay to learn, because there's an actual, like, there's more of a visual signal when you've got it. Like here could be anything, like, right? Because it's in the middle of a trick and he just stops midair, but it is the easiest way, in my opinion, to do it. The down one will actually give you an indication as to when Jak is starting to hover. Like when, because the animation is this, right? That's the standstill animation. You'll actually be able to see when he hovers, which is very, very, very lovely. So, I am so sorry, sir. I didn't mean it. This is why we hover. We hover to go over the map because we're speedrunners and we want to beat a game fast. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, the hovering is the hardest thing to do in the game. In all of the Jak speedruns, other than Jak 1, obviously, because Jak 1 does not have a jetboard, the hover glitch, as it's called, is probably the hardest thing to do. To get started and to get good at, pretty much. So, I'm going to now attempt my best I'm going to attempt my best to teach you how to do some Jak 2. I should pull up a timer, actually. So from here on out, we're going to pull up a timer. Where'd my layout go? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, delete the timer park. Timer, and then get rid of the title. Layout settings. Yeah, do you know what? Oh, this is fine, who cares? Other than my timer font, we need a cooler timer font. Like, we're not legally allowed to have a terrible timer font. It's not allowed. If you ever start running any video game and you have a terrible timer font, not allowed. Like, run immediately invalidated. We use the Mario text. I like the Mario font. Okay. So, yeah, that's there for now. Let me edit the layout again really quick and just make sure that this is completely transparent just so it looks fancy. Okay, so the timer is below me here, right? This is, I'm going to run this timer from start to finish. That's the idea. I'm going to stop and do things a few times. I'm going to stop and explain things a few times. I'm going to try anyway, right? So, the way timing works in this game, we start a new profile, right? We start a file, obviously. I should actually set the timer properly if I want to do this properly, right? Depending on your version of the game, runners will have a timer at a minus time. And this is because of the first cutscene. Because what we can do, timing technically starts when Jak begins to move, right? When you gain control of Jak, that's when time starts. So this cutscene, we don't currently have control of Jak, but we can just skip the cutscene and start the timer at the same time. And by the time we're in the cutscene or in the thing, the timer would have started. Right? That's how it works, pretty much. That's how it works. Mine's a little bit off just because I'm trying to account for my stream delay and stuff, but that's completely fine. Right, so you spawn around about here. What the fastest optimal, well, what you need to do, we need to go through there, right? The fastest optimal strategy is to roll jump, and then jump. Because if you jump at the end of a roll jump, you can get some extra height. Well, at least that's the idea anyway. You can get some extra height at the end of a roll jump. So, you can roll jump, then you can roll jump again, and then jump up. That's the fastest way to get into here. There's also punching. Punching allows you to go forward a little. It's a lot faster than running, right? So we run to this pipe. How long does this take, right? We start running to this pipe. That's like a whole 3 seconds. While if we punch, you know. So from here we punch. Don't bonk. Give me a second. We punch. Or we do the roll punch. The roll punching is another way. Pretty much, it's faster than running. Try and utilize it. So you can roll and then punch at the end of the roll. You can roll, punch. You can roll, jump, and then punch. That is probably the fastest way to move around in the early game without the jetboard. Roll, jumping, and then punching. So we can go from the very beginning here. We roll jump. Okay. That can sometimes happen as well. If you input the thing too quickly, that can sometimes happen where you just jump at the end of it and you don't actually get the second roll. So you roll jump, you completely miss. No, I want to do this properly. Right? This is probably the most. I'm going to try and be as beginner friendly as possible. Right? So you roll jump, you jump up. You can roll. Punch to the side, roll punch, roll out of here, and then jump up to here, right? That is not too difficult, actually. I was going to say it's a little bit difficult, but if you follow them steps here, you're up here, you roll jump from here, then you punch to the left, you roll punch, by the time you're here, you can roll jump out, and then jump up, with the extra height that I talked about before. Oh, that you can get stuck on that. I did not know you could get stuck on that. Ooh. Okay. So say for example you've landed. Okay, so you've landed here. Roll, jump, punch, roll, jump, jump up, and you land up here. You jump up here and then uppercut to grab to get up to this area. You can punch again. Roll, jump, then roll, jump at the very edge of these. To do that. These platforms are very, very weird, to say the least. Also, I'm gonna put the music back, well, the game audio back on, because we're gonna need it in a minute anyway. Right. So there's the number of ways you can get up these platforms. You can just jump, you know, jump. You can stand here. You can wait. You can jump up here. You can high jump, you know. With that, we don't do that. Ah, I thought an extender could make it done. Okay. Right, pretty much that's very slow and unoptimal. So what we can do, when we're on the very back end of this platform, we can roll jump. And we can do the jump thing as well. We can roll jump onto the very back of this platform. Roll jump here. So now we're on the very back of this platform. Roll jump onto here, jump up. Then if you're lucky enough for the cycle to be down here, you can roll jump up here. I don't personally like to do that because like you need to pay attention to exactly how the cycles are so you can make it perfectly. Jak II, my beloved, hell yeah. I'm trying to explain the any percent tutorial, but I'm probably not doing a great job. If anyone's not following along, feel free to ask questions. But yeah, well, I'll show you my optimal route for it. And I'll show you 2 ways of getting up there as well. So we're down here, we've gone up here, right? What I like to do, I like to roll jump on top of this at the end, right here. Roll jump onto this, and then uppercut punch up to here. From here, especially if this is this cycle, I like to uppercut over to the pipe, double jump over here, and then fall to my death. I'll show again. I'm going to show you 2 ways. There's that called the pipe strat, and then there's the normal way that you're supposed to go. The pipe strat is a little weird to do, and I wouldn't recommend going for it for beginners, but if you really want to show off, then go for it. It can save you a little bit of time, which is very, very nice. So, you're on top of here, roll jump, jump. This is one of the cycles you can get that's unfavorable. So you can jump up here and then punch up here. Jump up here and then punch up here. That is the that's how you get up. I'm gonna try this all again, by the way. Just for like one more explanation kind of thing, right? I'll do it normally. I'll do it the way I do it. So we roll jump over here, we punch up here, we punch up here. And that's not the way I said I did it at all now. I'm lying to you all. Okay, let me go from here. Going from here seems easier. Right. So punch, roll, jump over here. Then uppercut, punch, roll, jump, land on the very edge, roll, jump over here, jump up, uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. That's one faster way of getting that. But there's also this that I talked about. Say, for example, you can actually land on here when the platform is below. I like waiting for it to go up to here. Uppercutting up to the pipe, jumping over to this pipe, and then punching. That saves you going all the way around here, pretty much. Which is a nice time save, and if I can find a more optimal way to get up to here, that would be very, very lovely. Okay, that's that pretty much. Escape is very, very basic. Escape is very, very basic and movement based, right? Because what some runners do, they would go all the way over there, and do the parkour to get up to the top of there, to go over there. I don't feel like doing that. So what I'm going to do is called a boosted. This is called a boosted uppercut. It is a little hard to explain. Pretty much, Jak jumps forward. Let me fix this really quick. Okay. So, what happens is when Jak is starting to slide and fall off, if you uppercut, for some reason, that downwards momentum is carried upwards instead. And then if you spin at the top, you can get some extra little speed. This platform is very weird. If it's going outwards, if the platform's going outwards and you try and slow walk off of it, you'll get caught in its hitbox. It is very strange. So what I like to do, I like to wait at least. If I'm feeling ballsy and I want to go for it, I can go for it. But when it's at the very back and not moving, or at the very front and not moving, that is the best way, in my opinion, to go for this. So, I'll show you. A boosted uppercut. If you slowly walk off an edge, and then the second you begin to start falling, the second you start falling, that is your uppercut. The second you start to fall, you uppercut, you can maintain all of that momentum. So I'm going to show you just how to do that. So I'm going to wait for the cycle. I'm going to do it normally, like I'm going to wait for it to go all the way back, right? So you walk off slowly. You carry all of that momentum up here. It's very important that you land on the end here. You land on the left side of the computer, because this next area will not load. The next area will not load if you don't do that. So let me get back down really quick. I will show you the other way of doing it and what can happen, which has caused me to reset many a time. So say for example you got to it a little late, it's going forward, Jak will get caught like that, and if you try and uppercut from that, you will not make it. Jak will get caught on its hitbox and you will not make it up. It's just sadly as simple as that. So there's a chance that you can start falling, but you have to go a little bit faster, and it's a little bit more dangerous. So it is personally not really recommended by me per se, but I know a lot of people can do it like really easily. When it's at the very front, you can do it as well, just to get up here. And now you've landed here. You've landed here. So we can uppercut past this area and just basic movement, roll jump, punch, roll jump, punch. Land over here, punch, roll jump, punch, roll jump. This area, if you don't land on the left side of that computer thing, this whole area will not load. So once we're here, I will show you my personal very quick way of getting through. You can roll jump out, punch to the... Try not to get shot. That's a good idea. Let me die, actually. Okay, let me die. So, roll over here, punch, roll jump, punch, roll jump, punch, roll jump, punch. Now you're through that entire room, which is very, very nice. I'm going to show that again, though. I'm going to show that again because I'm a nice man, right? So you roll jump. You roll jump. If you can, punch all the way to this side. Punch, roll jump, punch. There's a faster way where you can just do it in a roll jump, punch, instead of 3 roll jump punches. So you can roll jump, punch, like that, and then you pretty much made it. But do it from this side, obviously. I'm going to try that again. So roll jump, punch, roll jump. You can roll jump this way. Once you're here, you can roll jump this way, but you can get caught like I just bonked there. You can get caught there. So you roll jump over here. The next thing we can do, we ground pound on this. We're supposed to ground pound on this, right? But if you ground pound, Jak will just bounce. Like, watch. You ground pound, Jak will just bounce up like that, and you can't exactly move forward properly. So what you can do, if you ground pound and then spam spin, you'll land on the floor, and you can just immediately roll jump. I'll show again. So, roll jump, punch, roll jump this way, and then punch this way. That's what I was trying to do. So you spin, and now you can immediately roll jump, but be careful of the angle that you roll jump at. That's PS5, PS4 for you. Over here, you can do an uppercut, and then punch down like that. Uppercut, ground pound. Double jump at the very, very edge of this slide. Ground pound over here. And now you're out. That is escape. People can do that in about 50-ish seconds. That's around the time you're supposed to be. Top runners get out around about 55, 56 seconds. My personal best is 1 minute 2 seconds to get out of escape. If you see any of my runs, you'll see I do everything I've just done there, but as fast as possible. That's the idea. This bit is pretty self-explanatory. We are just protecting Cora and the kid, right? The best way is to punch and spin. A punch spin will kill them. Will kill the guards immediately, pretty much. Now we're Dark Jak, it makes it easier. Punch, spin, punch, spin, punch, spin. Try and punch into as many as you can. Punch and spin into as many as you can. Grip them all up. Because the faster you get through this area, the better. Right, I'm gonna kill this last guy, and then I'm gonna wiggle my control stick like really mad. The reason I do that is because it saves time, believe it or not. The Dark Jak animation, like, going off, kind of, like, when you're no longer doing the animation, that is, for some reason, if you wiggle the control stick, like I just did there, like the woo, if you do that, wiggle the control stick a little bit, for some reason, it makes the thing faster. Why have you done that? For some reason, if you do that, it will make the transformation itself, it will make it end faster. That is weird. Is it F1? Okay. F1, okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to pause that timer because I don't know what's going on there. My capture card deactivated for some reason. That's fine though. Quartz, am I doing a good job? Okay, capture card's back up and running. Right. There's a lot that can go wrong in this area. Let me just say that. Let me restart the mission, actually. I believe you are, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me restart the mission, actually, so I'm not in a zoomer. Right, so, after the mission, you spawn around about here, where I am, right? The goal here is to get a zoomer as fast as possible, but sometimes RNG is never really in your favor. So there's a way you can manipulate the RNG. Right, say there's no zoomer over there and you need one. You can turn around and if you keep moving the camera, you punch, you move the camera, you punch that way, or there's not one there, you can move the camera, you can punch that way. Oh look, there's a zoomer spawned. It's basically what it's doing, it's deloading and reloading in different vehicles, so it'll favor the RNG a little bit more. That is a weird thing that can happen. So pretty much, we're going to grab a zoomer, because the zoomer is imperative. You need one of the one-seater cars. These ones, like, it's not possible to do without. Pretty much. So what we're going to do, we're going to go around where Torn is right now, right? But instead of going to say hi to Torn, so we're here now. Instead of going to say hi to Torn, we're going to go around. Oh, pardon me. We're going to go around to this area here, by Torn's hut, or behind Torn's hideout. We're going to accelerate into this little corner, and now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You're going to double jump with the zoomer, double L1, like do, like that. Let me fix that camera. Okay, you're going to double jump with the zoomer. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like, right? So, double jump with the zoomer and then jump out. Double jump, jump out, and double jump like that. That's what this is supposed to look like. So you park around here, double jump with the zoomer, double jump, go to the left a little bit, well not the right, left or right a little bit, and now we are in this section. Now this is important, we are in this section now. Grab a zoomer as fast as possible, preferably if you can one more around where I am now, this side. Because we're going to do the same trick, pretty much. We're going to go to this wall over here. We're going to this wall over here, and then we're going to get into position around this area, facing into this little square. We're going to double jump into the corner. I find that setup works a lot, like, it's a lot nicer, that setup. We're going to roll jump, punch, roll jump, punch, roll jump. Okay, not like that. Okay, I might as well show it again though. So you grab a zoomer. I like grabbing ones here, if there's one here, which is always really nice. We go over to this area. Line ourselves up, double jump through the area. Punch, roll jump, punch, roll jump, punch, roll jump through to this area. We are now in this area. And all we need another zoomer. Someone else can explain zoomer manipulation a lot better, RNG manipulation. I'm not good at RNG manipulation. Pretty much. I'm going to follow along the highway. I'm going to follow along the highway, go to the left, go to the right here. And then we're outside the palace. We go over to here. And if you casual people remember, we are in the area where Mars Tomb is. Mars Tomb, spoilers, is underneath this statue. So we are going to go into there early. We're going to try anyway. That's the idea. So, I'm going to show you two ways of doing it. You can, well, I need to show you the actual way to get into there first, right? You grab a zoomer, you can line up, pull back when you're about to approach it, jump, and then jump. Pull back, push forward, and then jump. Right? I'm going to show you two ways to do it. The first way, possibly the easiest way for beginners, roll jump into this area, wait for this door to open. When the second door starts to open, punch forward and pause the game. Go over to the restart mission button and then restart the mission. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to show the faster method. I'm going to show the faster method of getting into Mars Tomb. Ah, right. I forgot that might be a possibility. Does that put me in the tomb? Okay, no, it put me outside. Good. Right. So, I'll show this as the zoomer jump again. I like to go all the way over here and line myself up. But some runners can go like really close to the side. Okay, my preferred method of entering the tomb. Zoom in and then zoom out really quickly just to load the area. Then do a boosted uppercut, like we talked about, so the tomb loads. When the tomb starts to load, do a spin. There's a fast way you can do that as well, but it's a lot harder and it can be really weird to do. But now we are in Mars Tomb, right? But normally a cutscene should be playing here, right? A cutscene should be playing here, but there's no cutscene, there's no people. And as a result, the door doesn't open. Oh no, what do we do? Well, I'll show you. We can high jump up to this area. We can land on here. Be careful not to slide off, because if you move too much, you can start to slide. Right? What we can do an uppercut, like that, and land in this area. We are out of bounds currently. We are currently out of bounds on this little ledge, but we need to keep it that way. So I like to jump to the side a little bit. Doesn't matter if you go through here, because you can just walk all the way to the left. I like to jump to the side a little bit, just to make sure that I don't clip back into the pillar. And then I end up here. You can roll jump down, go to this platform. This is a very difficult thing to explain, so pretty much all of this is based on timing. Roll jump, roll jump. You can chain roll jumps in the water. And if you fail it, you can spam L1 to get another roll going. It is a little difficult to explain, but it's a fast way of getting over to here. If you can walk in the water, or you can do what I used to do, you can uppercut in the water. Now I'm going to try and explain left tomb skip. So, left tomb skip is a little tricky. There is a slight area, Jak is now floating, there is a slight area that has collision in this area still, for some reason. So what we can do, we can high jump and then spin, push forward a little bit to land on this area, high jump and then spin to land on this area, do a single jump and then spin whilst pushing forward to go into the pillar. We are now in the pillar. What we can do then, we can go through either that square area or this way to make our way underneath the door. I'm going to explain this again because chances are I'm going to fail this next skip. So you go underneath the door, don't go too far, you will die. Go underneath the door to load this area. What I like to do, I like to do the water roll jumps. They are very stupid to time. There you go. I like to do the water roll jumps to this area, and then you can start. There's one of two ways. that you can do this, right? One of two ways that you can do this. I'm going to do the faster, newer method. I'm going to try it. Anyway, I'm going to do my setup for it. My setup is a bit scuffed, so it might not work. And I'm going to try and explain it as best as possible. Pretty much we're going to want to fall to our death. It is very difficult to explain. Pretty much we dive into that dark ego at a specific point where it doesn't kill us, it just makes us swim. That grants us invulnerability. And then we can jump over to... We can jump into the area. Jump into that little area where the spiders are. And take damage. That ends the invulnerability, but we're in that area. But it's part 2 of an invulnerability, so technically we still have invulnerability. So we can enter the cutscene. We can enter the cutscene. We can exit the cutscene. But Daxter has invulnerability, so you can go past the boulder and then turn back into Jak. I'll show all of this, by the way. Turn back into Jak, and I'll show you the rest once we're in there. But that is the rough idea. That's what we're going for. Okay, sometimes that can happen. It's just a little bit of trial and error to get it right. Pretty much, you have to spin at the top of the jump, the very tip top of the jump. Otherwise, that can happen, and you're not going to make it. So in here, you might not know where you are. Jak lands this way. All you really need to do, turn to the left, well, turn behind you, and go through this area. As a beginner, I would recommend going through this area. Then you can punch. Punching is the fastest way to get through the shallow water. I'm going to see if I can get it. I've not been able to get Daxter Chase Skip for a while, to be honest. Or water roll jumps, apparently. Okay, water roll jump, nice. So, I like to do this. I like to spin around and move the camera. Trying to manipulate the camera with a solid object behind you is never nice. So, this is my setup for it. I need to go a little further to the right and a little further to jump. For the rest of this, debug mode is disallowed in runs, by the way, but for the rest of this, I am going to enter what's called debug mode. Okay, so let me just do this. You'll know you've done it when you hear that. So that's the first part. Now the second part is there you go. Now I'm in debug mode. The whole reason for that is just so I don't have to keep respawning and go all the way over again, you know? I should have been in debug mode from the start, to be honest. But I'm going to try and show you Daxter Chase Skip. This method was working for me. Sometimes you can get a method incredibly consistent with the Daxter Chase Skip, and then it just doesn't work anymore. Like, for some reason it just doesn't work anymore. Like, maybe your setup's wrong. The whole point is to find a setup. If you know how to do it and where to dive, you can find a setup for Daxter Chase Skip. So, I'm going to spin around, uppercut, dive. There you go. Uppercut, dive. We have landed in the water, out of bounds. We are swimming right now. So what we can do, we can swim over here, double jump and spin over to this area, double jump again, and then ground pound. So once we are in this area, we go over to the boulder. Go over to the boulder. Daxter still retains his invulnerability, like we said before. The way we turn back into Jak, we go really close to this area, and we jump when the spider bites us. That is how. That's how you transform back into Jak. The game thinks you should be here already, so it gives you all of the stuff that you'd normally have, right? Now, this bit is important. You're gonna have to run back this way a little bit and make sure you get a black screen. If you get a black screen, you're doing something right. You can jump into the water, dive in the water. Now, this bit is a little tricky. This is where debug mode can be really helpful. I can't currently see what I'm doing out of bounds, so I'm trying to manipulate the camera to follow me out of bounds. This is where the hover will first start to come in. So we do a side flip, and we do a hover. We do a hover, and then once we're far enough into this area, we drop down. Onto this second web, we drop down, and then we're in here. As long as you hit that second web and then jump up there, Well, you don't even have to jump up there. As long as you hit that second web, you are fine. You completed Daxter Chase Skip. That was called Daxter Chase Skip. But I'm going to show you, it's hard. Like, I still struggle with it. I've been running this game for over a month, over 2-3 months, and I personally still struggle with it, right? So, pretend this is just a normal file that we've already done, right? Normal file that we've just started for the 80% run. You've just done left 2. Well, you've just done the skip into this area. Just done the skip into this area. You're fine. Everything's all fine and dandy. We're vibing, right? Just done the skip into this area. You don't have the jetboard or anything, but you can't do Daxter Chase Skip. There's the other weapon method that everyone else used to use. What I like to do, I like to stand as far back as possible, but try and line myself up with the texture in the background that Jak is by now, right? What you can do, you can jump. This, I've not done this in a while, this may take a second. So you jump, and try and initiate a roll. So you jump, roll, and then land in the room, pretty much. So jump. This will take a second, I haven't done this in a while. Roll, spin. Try not to spin too early, though. This is what debug mode can be helpful for. You can fly, pretty much in debug mode. Whee! Obviously, you can't use debug mode in a run, so be sure to remove it by closing and reopening the game if you do an actual run. So, here's the texture on the wall. Try and stand as far back as possible. Don't roll jump too late. Don't spin too late. Sorry, and don't spin too early. So, let me try and get the roll jump going. Jump, roll, spin. Like that. That's pretty much what can happen if you spin too late. And that's what also can happen if you spin too early. Point is, I'm going to try and get it one more time. I haven't done this in so long. Like, all my timing is going to be messed up. I'm surprised I got the roll jump. Spin. Then you land in here. Then you can do this. But, because we didn't do the invulnerability, we can't go back that way. So, we have to do Daxter Chase. The fastest way to do this is just punch our way through. Punch our way through. Jump. Just do this normally, casually, but try and go fast. That's the best way you can do it. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm in debug mode, lol. Okay, so jump over here, punching, or well, whipping in this case, as Daxter's doing, kicking, is the fastest way to get across these large patches of area. So you can jump over here, you can do a double jump and then spin to land on this one instead of jumping to the side there, saves a little bit of time. It's nice to have this this layout memorized, like I know pretty much what's coming up and when it's coming up. So now we're at the spiderwebs bit. We can do a spin to get over to here, jump up here, move to the side, do a spin to get up here, jump on this, do a spin right at the top to get up to the top. Can double jump over here, spider's gonna start catching up to us. We jump, and then that's the end of Daxter Chase. Daxter Chase Skip, believe it or not, skips that entire chase scene. I know, mind-blowing. But now, we're here without Daxter. This is where we were. It's where we were at the start, at the end of Daxter Chase Skip. I don't know how to heal with debug mode, but oh well. So, what we can do is kill these for the time being. Normally, the game, because the game spawns you here, normally you're supposed to go that way. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do something called right tomb skip now. So we're going to hover up the stairs. Not die like an idiot. So we spawn here. Do the side flip I was talking about. Jump, hover up the stairs. Well, as best as you can. Hover up the stairs. Oops. Roll jump. I'm going to show 2 ways of getting into this next room. Okay. So the first way I've been practicing myself, this is called fast right tomb. So you can hover all the way up here. This requires you to be really good at hovering, by the way. Hover all the way up here and land out of bounds here. There's no really a way I can explain how to do that and how that works, but you land out of bounds here. You do a side flip over to this way. Okay, I'm in debug. The debug mode is the best way to practice, by the way, because you can just reset and go again. You can just reset, land where you need to be, go again. Like, you know. So what I like to do, you do a side flip, and then you do a hover up into this room. This room is our end goal. This room is where we're supposed to be. This room's our end goal. So I'm just going to die really quick, and I'm going to show the safer, slightly slower method. So, what I like to do, I like to line myself up here, jump up here, then jump and start a hover. I messed it up a little bit because I went too far. I went too far forward. It is a little bit tricky to get the line up properly, but once you've got the line up, you're fine. So you jump, jump again, and then hover. Be sure to go past this. Once you're past this, you can speed up the hover by spamming a little faster. So now we're out of bounds. We're hovering, we're hovering, we're hovering, we're hovering, we're hovering, we're hovering. Now we can let go of the hover if we're too far. Move over to this way, and we're in the room. Now this bit is the biggest pain in the ass possible. So let me get an image. Pause that really quick. I'm going to see if I can find where I've saved an image. This will be a lot easier with an interactive chat, but I think most people are bored of my voice already. lmao, it's fine, I love you all. It's fine, don't worry about it. So, we have to this, I'm going to try and find an image. I don't exactly remember where I saved it. It might be in here. I think it's in here. Sorry, I am listening. I'm working on some stuff. That's fine. That's completely fine. Don't worry about it. It's just mainly for this next bit. It'll be easier with the chat interacting, but it's fine. I understand. Don't worry. Here we go. Okay. So this is, believe it or not, this is this room map. This right here is this room map. I'm going to leave that there for the time being. Actually. This is very difficult to show without like showing a full screen. Okay, I'll show it like this. This is this room's map. Can I lower the opacity of it? What if I do that? Pog. And can I lower the opacity just a little bit? Hell, I don't know if that will be Pog or not. Is that fine? Does everyone see that as fine? I might mess around with that a little bit. I'm going to increase the opacity just a tiny bit. Tis Pog, hell yes. Just so you can see both the gameplay and the tombstones, because this is the best way I can explain this without like actually having to like tab in and out and stuff, right? Okay, so this may look scuffed as hell, but hear me out, right? Why do you do this to me, capture card? Why? Let me pause the timer again. That's a tasty beverage. Okay, so the tombstone that we are standing at right now is this tombstone at the very bottom. The tombstone at the bottom left So if you see, these are the different patterns, right? This is where I'm going to actually pop open the full version of this. I'm going to pop open the full version of this, full screen, so everyone can see, right? If I go to, where is it? If I go to this scene, I'm going to pop up the full version of this so everyone can see it. This, I would recommend printing this out. I have mine printed out. It is up on my wall. So, this right here, this is the tombstone that you're supposed to listen to. Where Jak is standing right now, if I go to this scene, for example, where Jak is standing right now, this tombstone to my left, that is this tombstone. This one here, or this one, or this one, or this one. So the way tombstones work, there are 6 unique patterns. You have to listen to these patterns to hear which one it is, and then these are the patterns. So say, for example, the pattern is 4N, which I believe is do. So pattern is 4N, for example, do. You go over to here, you go to the top one up here, which is okay, top one up here, so the bottom left picture at the moment. So say this was 4N. It's not. That one is do. That is either 7N or 7 low. I get confused on that one myself, actually. So I'm just going to do the pattern, and I'll reset the pattern, and we'll go again. That's probably the best way to do this. So you can spin and then get on the jetboard to cancel the walk animation. Remember that pattern. Do. No matter what, if you see 7N, the 2 far right ones, the far left, or the far right ones, the one on top is 7N, the one on the bottom is 7 low. Yes, it is 7 low. So I think that was 7N. Do. So we can punch. This is the same no matter what, right? We can punch down to this one as a point. And so do. If this one's do, then we have the right pattern. So you punch downwards the way the arrow is facing. No, okay, we got the wrong pattern. So from that one, we've got this one. We punch up to 7 low. Like that is this one. Then we can go over to this side where the 3 is on 7 low, the very bottom right picture. 7 low. Punch from here to that one. And then that one goes. And then you can punch from this way. It's difficult to gauge the punches because I still suck at this. Punch there, punch there. Punch to that one, punch to that one. Punch from this one to this one. And then from this one, punch or spin this one. Door opens. But I'm going to reset that pattern. I'm going to reset that pattern because I want to try a new one. Okay, let me get into position for this. This is why debug mode is very, very nice to activate. So now we're in this room, right? Well, I'll see if we can get a different pattern, and I'll show you how these patterns work. So we spin, or I'll try to trip what there. Do. Is that the same pattern? It is. Okay, it didn't fully reset. It didn't fully reset. So what I'm gonna do is die again. I don't think I can fully reset it, but I think you get the point. I'm going to do it as fast as possible. I'm gonna turn off the tombstones. The pattern is 7 low. Okay, the pattern is 7 low because we have done it already. This door is open, right? Pattern is 7 low. I will show you how an actual run would be, right? That's a different pattern. It's juked me. Hang on. That's a completely different pattern. It has juked me. I didn't know there were different patterns. What one did we punch? That one. Dun 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 dun. Okay, this is a different pattern. So I'll give you a look at the tombstones. Guess which pattern it is based on that. I'll let you listen to it again. No, I won't. I know they can be a little difficult to see, so yeah. Let me just turn the filter off. Actually, I'll turn the filter off really quick. Guess which pattern it is. For those who guessed 311, dun 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 dun. Yes, 311. So you hear the three notes, dun 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 dun. That is 311. So if you noticed on the tombstones, I might even in editing just put a tombstone picture. Oh, I forgot to unpause the timer. I might even put a tombstone picture in the edit. It dictates we go to this one, so we punch from down here. Then we listen to this one. That is 7N. So there's two 311 patterns. There's this one, 311, din din din, there's like the din din din, whatever, right? So we punch down to this one. It could be either 133 where it's like din 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 din. If it's din 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 din, then you'd punch down from this one instead. But because we got 7N, that's 7N. We go over to the bottom one here. Punch over. Well, you can sometimes get caught in the hitbox of that. We can punch it over to this one. Then you can go up to this one and punch here. So that's the blue one. Keep in mind the colors. Blue goes down to orange. Orange punches down to this one. There you go. Door will open after that. That's how tombstones work. Tombstones are very, very confusing, but that's the best I can explain it off the top of my head. So we push the button. After doing tombstones for the first time, we push the button and skip the cutscene. And then what we can do, we can hover. We can use the hover glitch. We can hover over to this area. Press this button, which was opened because we did the left tomb before. We did Daxter before. So after Daxter bit is done, before we click this button, both of them are open. The big door is now open. What we do here, we can go over to restart the mission. This is a restart warp. And this will put us directly inside the Baron boss fight. So, now we're in the boss fight with Baron. This is pretty vanilla. Let me die, because I'm stupid and took damage. Okay. This boss fight is very, very vanilla. Everything in this boss fight, just do like you do in a casual playthrough. But I like to zoom in, watch where he's about to fire the bombs. So you kick the bomb back at him. I'm going to show a little trick if I can get it here. So you kick the bomb back at him. Kick the bomb back at him. Kick the bomb back at him. Now I didn't get it, but I'll see if I can get it on the next phase. If you kick 4 bombs, he'll go into the next phase. You can kick a 5th bomb that's about to explode. If you can kick that bomb that's about to explode and it hits him, you'll only need to hit 3 in this phase, if that makes sense. Oh, there's still one left, I didn't even notice. I'll try and show you. Okay, so he's That's why we go to the bombs that land first, pretty much, so you have all the time to get there. So you kick on that, kick on that. I'm punching and rolling just to get close enough to him. Punch. Close. That would have got him. I missed him, but that would have got him. I'm gonna double jump up here and then spin. There's a chance he just completely skips this bit, what he's doing now, and just shoots the bombs. That's what we want him to do. We want him to shoot the bombs. So we've got the bomb here. When he pops up, he's gonna shoot another bomb. Kick it at him. And then when he's gonna pop up again, I'm gonna wait for him to shoot a bomb. He's gonna fire his laser. I'm gonna wait for him to shoot a bomb, and I'm gonna kick him. Kick it at him. I'm gonna try and do a little skip here, I think. Yes, he's on that side. Bonk. I didn't get it, but you can pretty much guess where he's gonna be. The left. Here, watch. Bam. Got him. Easy as peasy. Yo, Nomi, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while, Nomi. Welcome. So that's pretty much the Baron boss fight. There's ways to do it faster, but I just suck at it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna hover up here. Hover up to the door. Not fail it. Gonna hover up to the door. And then we don't like elevators because they're slow, so we're just gonna hover right up to the top of the shaft. And then we're out. Gonna wait for, we can't get on the, you can. Okay, Pog. Yeah, I'm doing good, Nomi, how are you? Yeah, we're now out. We're now at the tomb. So from here, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to show a death warp. That is the first part of the any percent done. That should take about, world record gets out of Mars tomb around 7 minutes, I believe. My personal best out of Mars tomb has just hit 9 minutes. So I'm going to show you something here. So we can go along the motorway here, just like vibing, you know, on the jetboard. You can also take a vehicle if you don't feel comfortable hovering or anything, but what I'm going to do, this is a death warp that you can do. So I'm going to hover up here. I'm going to try and get in between the windows, and then I'm going to fall. I don't think I got that right. No, I did. Okay, so we got it right. We've landed here. So instead of going all the way, down there, all the way around here, you know, we've skipped immediately to that area. So we can just go over and say hello to what Torn wants us to do right now, which is bomb bots. That's a lie. It's not bomb bots, it's rescue friends. I play this game for a living. Are you making a tutorial? I am. Yes, Nemi. I'm trying to make a tutorial on how to do Jak II stuff. I think I'm doing okay. I think I am. It's just to teach newer runners, you know. So this bit's pretty normal. Go talk to Torn. Go talk to Torn. He's gonna ask us to do this mission. This was my run killer. I'm a lot better at it now. This was my run killer. But I will show you how to do it, because that's the idea of a tutorial. I've not been home on my own, so my schedule is off. Okay. That's fine. It's nice to see you again, Nomi. It's been a bit of a while. Okay, there's a chance you can just hover over that without getting what I just got, but that's fine. So you enter the fortress. What I'm gonna do, because I'm cool to save time, gonna hover over there and front flip. What I like to do, I punch and then jump jetboard. I jump up here, bounce off this wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count to 4. Drop. Now there's a chance you can get into this room. This room is not actually that bad. All you do, hover back out and land here. That's pretty much the hardest thing about this. But there's another way you can do it that I suck at because I've never done it before. So what you can do, you can go this way instead. You can go this way, you can hover over this light. I'm going to do it in debug mode and not get shot. You hover over the light and pretty much follow the exact same path and land in here. Oops. And land in here with the jetboard. And then from there you can just pop on over, you know, go past the computers, pop on the jetboard. whoosh, whoosh, and then flip. Hope Monday was okay. Can't stay long. Wanted to check in. Yeah, it was a really nice send off. It was really nice. It was very sad, but it was a really nice send off. The wake was really fun. Actually, the wake was really good. Like I had fun with the wake. Well, that sounds mad. Like it sounds a bit oof, you know. It sounds a little bit oof. However, it was really fun seeing all the family again, you know, having a nice, like, thingy. Yeah, it was fun. I appreciate that. I mean, thank you. Anyway, yeah, so the next thing that we can do, for some reason, this wall isn't fully solid. So what we can do, we can double jump and then spin and land out of bounds. We can then do a punch and then fall to our death. I'll do that again. It was a little confusing there, but yeah, I get that things like that are a good way to see family despite everything. Yeah, it was great. I really like seeing people I've not seen for years and years. You know, it was really fun. Okay, so I like doing this bounce strat just because it's the way I've learned how to do this mission. Because there's a chance you can land there. Oops. There's a chance you can land on the very side. I like to land on the very, very right-hand side of the pillar. So if I jump up here, land on the right-hand side, we bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to count to 4 there. Just so I can I didn't exactly land in the room because I was at a really, really poor angle, but we land in the room. That's the best way I can explain that, realistically. So we jetboard over to here, to the wall. We double jump through the wall, then we punch an uppercut through the wall, go to the right, and then that's the end of the mission, pretty much. That is a little time save that you don't have to do. You can just go for the door normally. There's the door on the left. You can go for that normally if it makes it easier. But yeah, now it's on to Sewer Escort. That was the entirety of that mission, by the way. We are speedrunners. We don't like obeying physics. Anyway, I'm gonna show a quick shortcut. All right, I gotta head off. It's been nice watching Hurricane. Yeah, no problem, Worlds. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, Nomi, it was a really good service. It was really, really, really sad, honestly. Like, I kept the flyer from the funeral. It wasn't even a flyer. It was just it just told everything what was gonna happen. Like the entrance music, Z Cars by Johnny Keating. Then there's the World of Welcome, the celebration, the family tributes and the stories. Then there's the reflective music, which was New York, New York, one of his favorite songs. Which is so sad. There's the committal and the closing words, and the final leaving, the final reading, and after that, I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. It's very, very, very sad, but it was good. It was a really nice send off. So rest in peace, Tony. Love you, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna show a shortcut here. So normally you'd have to go all the way around this area, but I don't feel like doing that, so I'm just gonna hover over this wall and land here. Then we can hop into the sewer. Normally you're gonna have to normally we have to go in there. Like normally you have to go and talk to crew, but we're not gonna do that. We can go to the elevator, zoom in, and then pause. We can go to restart mission and restart the mission while we're zoomed in. It will take a few seconds-ish, and then boom, we're in. We are actually in the mission. It saves us from going to talk to crew. The floating crime boss. This one is very, very vanilla, apart from like a few little manipulations that you can do. I don't really do them. Because they're kind of difficult, but you know, we've gotta grab that ammo there. Get them talking as fast as possible. Now they're down. And then I'm going to do this bit. Keeping mementos like that is nice. And you have a new controller layout too. Yeah, it's this is mainly just for the tutorial, just so people can see my inputs and stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to high jump and then spin, spam. High jump and spin, spam. It's the best way to hit them, because they spawn in all three sides. Standing around here is the best way to hit all of them. Standing here is the best way to heal, to hit every single one of the spawn points. Just kill all them dudes and then we're on our way. Yo, what's up, Blue? I'm doing a tutorial, Blue. I might do an actual Jak 1, well, Jak 2 run in a minute actually after this. So we kill these as fast as possible. There's a little mini skip that I didn't do here, but that you can do here. It skips these two. It skips these two. Also, Nomi, I have a new little thing that I forgot to add to this scene. There you go. Someone type an emote. Any emote. I'll continue with the tutorial while someone types the emote. Any emote. It's pretty much the... There you go. Yo, Ferris, what's up? Doing a tutorial. I think it only showed one of them there, but, you know, that's fine. Yeah, there's a way you can skip those two, but it's a bit difficult. You have to kill those two as fast as possible. I'm not going to go into detail on that one. That's a little bit of a high-level strat. Try not to get too far away from these dudes either. So we're going to dodge them. And then jump in the water. Ow. Try not to get hit there. Pretty much try and stay as healthy as possible for here. Now once those are dead, we are going over this way to the crates. I want photos of a voice. I had spammer modes, bro. It's good though, isn't it? The Streamlabs thing. Yep. World record gets to this point at 12 minutes in the run, by the way. How insane is that? I get to this point 16 minutes into the run. Or around 15, 14 minutes into the run, come to think of it. I've gotten a lot faster at this game. This is pretty vanilla, but there's a way you can do it faster if you do... There you go, Nomi. If you only fire 3 bullets at a time with the Vulcan, you can conserve ammo. Because they take 3 bullets to die. Take 3 bullets to die, so you can do that. Try and save yellow ammo for next mission. That's my only advice. My only advice for this mission. Try and save as much yellow ammo for the next mission as possible. So then you just hop through here. Try not to do what I did when I was on record pace. When I was on well, my own PB pace. You have to hover up on top of this statue, on top of the statue's head, otherwise your run is void. That's rules. I'm joking, but because I can't even do it, lol. But you know, we restart mission at the end of that, and then we spawn back in the elevator. Whoosh, and then whoosh. So we're back in the elevator. We can either let it go up, or we can be cool and just hover up the elevator, because why not? You know, Jak II Any tutorial, do tomb skip and play Act 3 speed casually. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much exactly how it works. I hope I'm explaining these like as best as possible. I hope I'm explaining this like kind of well, because this will be a very, very long tutorial, but it will be pretty in-depth, because I spent like what 20 minutes in Escape alone just teaching people how to do different things. And there's a lot in Mars Tomb. Pod skip sucks. It does. It does. It very much sucks. Okay, so we talk to the two same mosters. Grab some ammo. We're gonna do a shortcut. This is another casual mission, but I'll show you how to quickly dispose of bombards. See my movement through the city? We're just doing the side flips that we talked about before. So I'm gonna hover over this building. I'm gonna hover over this building and then land inbounds. I'm gonna go say hi to this bombard. Best way to do this, it's a little risky. You can jump up by its laser. Try not to get hit by the laser though. Jump up by its laser and shoot it. Shoot and spin right next to it because you'll be damaging it a lot. You'll be damaging it a lot pretty much, and then that is how you dispose of them. I'll try and do the same with this one. Actually, alternatively, you can just sit underneath the robot and just spam and shoot like that. That is another way that you can use the robot, the bombot. Sorry, and then you know, we do a little nice little skip here. Saves us going round, you know. Now that's taken care of. I'm going to try this. I don't think I'm far enough away. No, I'm not. Okay. So if you're far enough away... Oh, song requests are not currently on at the moment. I know my title says otherwise, but you know. Officer, that's him. That's a dirty spin jumper. Leave me alone. I'm just grabbing ammo right here for no reason. Also, not to get shot. But if you're far enough away, you can hover over this building and land here. Saves you going all the way around. Now I'm gonna grab a vehicle. Try not to get shot though. I'm gonna grab a vehicle and head over this way. We're going to go to Class 2 now. He's been smacking down civilians, sir. That's right. Using the skateboard, sir. It's okay, we're fine. I don't feel like going around right now, so let me just go through the goddamn wall. Anyone can do that, by the way. Anyone at all can do that, if they so desire. Try not to explode via that. Then we go into the stadium, skip the cutscene. And we're in the Daxter race. I love that part, it is funny. You can do that just do that in a casual run, why not? Okay, this Daxter race is very casual. I have no idea how to do lap skips, so I'm not even going to attempt them. There's something called a lap skip, where if you slow down here and then jump at the perfect moment there or whatever, you bonk, you jump at the perfect moment or whatever, you can zoom upwards and land where Daxter is now. You can land above him. And once you've landed there, it counts as a lap and you can just keep going. It will put you here. Pretty much where I've just passed there, it will put you there. So you can just go back down here and then jump. You may need turbo for lap skip. Yeah, turbo is needed for lap skip. I'll try it again, might as well. Like, there's something I want to learn, but like my time is nowhere near good enough for it to be useful. Like that. It's probably best to look at the higher level runs and look at actual tutorials on how to do that, because I have no idea how to do that. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do it casually. Be careful around this shortcut, by the way. Like, I take a little jump here. Some other runners might get this, some other races might get the same idea. So other racers might get the same idea and try and jump. If they explode next to you, you die, and then it's just game over at that point. So if you don't do the skip, if you don't do lamp skips, just use boosts as much as you can around corners. Try and get as far ahead as possible. I'm far ahead enough away from the racers that I can do this little shortcut. Jump over there. Oop, that was close. Oh, I'm on fire. I've seen it, but it seems risky. It is very, very risky. Can I make the entire race by doing this? I messed it up because I jumped too early, so I started to fall a lot sooner. I boosted and then I landed in a really weird spot. Let's do the jump again. You jump. Ta-da! That's what you're supposed to do. Screw it, let's go the rest of the race like this. It's NOS, it's fine. It is, lap skips are very risky. Especially in Class 2. In Class 3, not Class 3, Class 1, they're a little easier. I still don't know how to do them, but they can save overall, they can save a decent chunk of time overall. Okay, there's nowhere near speedy enough to go for that, why did I even try? They do save a decent chunk of time overall. It's clearly on fire, hold the race, I know, right? I don't think he cares, though. Rip. Does anyone have any ideas for sub emotes, by the way? I need some sub emotes. Right now, in my PB, I would have just finished on the pot. In my PB, I would have just finished on the pot, or at least I'm on my way to Defense Stadium anyway. Or at least I'm just about to finish on the pot in my PB. I don't know exactly when I finish on the pot. I don't think it's sub 1 yet. The second my underport is sub 1, by the way, is the second I have a really good time. Like, I know all the tech, it's just I'm really, really slow with some stuff. Did you get an even better PB? I have a 107. No, I don't know if you saw. I got a 107. With the incorporation of Daxter Chase Skip. Which was really cool. I also did a race yesterday. Which was very nice. Well, not yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was the day before. I did a race, it was very nice. And I'm going to do a Jak 3 race with Zyphals. I've been spending a lot of early stream doing Jak 3 no oob. I was learning how to do Jak 3 no oob. Oh no, I missed the race. It's fine. We'll do another one. We'll do another one at some point. It was a Jak 1 race. No LTS race. I lost, obviously, but I PB'd. I PB'd in that race. I went home to my mum's. Okay, this is the last lap, so you know we're vibing. This is pretty safe just to do it vanilla, honestly. Like it's what 2 minutes, not even that. If you spend an awful long time trying it, then it's not like that great. But you know. So we skipped the cutscene. I am going to now show what is quite possibly the most annoying thing to do later on, but it's amazing to do now. It's just free time save, honestly. So we're going to the Peacemaker course, right? We're going to the gun course to pick up the Peacemaker. What I'm doing now, I'm going to vibe. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to do something that allows us to skip. Well, not skip directly to it, but skip to a round where it is. Or at least closer to it, so we don't have to keep driving. This is, for some reason, they left the checkpoint for one of the areas up here. So what we can do is a zoomer launch, like that. We can go to restart. As long as the camera is high enough, we can go to restart. We wait a few seconds. And we spawn here. So instead of, I don't know how I can actually show this, but can't believe I missed a race. I wanted to cheer for you. It's okay, Nomi, don't worry. So instead of there, I can't really display this, can I? Pretty much, there's a long, thin line. We skip all of that. That long, thin line by... You know what I mean. I can't point to it. What can I do? Can I do, if I do this? Oops, wrong scene. Okay, I have 100 IQ idea. This is the race Nemi, by the way. I'm gonna show this later, I think. I'm gonna try and do it again. Anyway. Okay. I want to do a thingy. I want to do a thingy anyway. Okay, so if I go to this, I want to do a Jak wire. I'm gonna do a Jak 2 race soon with Ouija Shi. So stay tuned for that. Okay. And there's also still Rubik's race, yes. Okay, so here, this area here. Why is my delay so terrible? That area there, like right around there. Okay. It skips from there to where I am now. That was a terrible way of explaining this, but there you go. Let's just move on. Okay. So from here, we just hover up the stairs a little bit, get some extra speed. Go past this vent, pause the game. Go to restart mission, and restart the mission. Now we are here. Saves a lot of bit of time. A bit of time. Then we're gonna go for another hover. There's a safe way to do this, and there's also the stupid way to do this, but I'm gonna try the stupid way to do this, which is actually faster. So we're gonna hover over to here, gonna drop the hover, pause, drop hover, pause, pause, pause. I don't think I'm close enough, but it's to give time for the gun course to load. The gun course is supposed to load, but what you can do, you can drop outside of this area and just hop into the gun course instead. I don't exactly know how to make it load properly, so it's very scuffed in that way, but you know. I'm just gonna pick up all the ammo here just because we're going to need it for later. Now we have the Peacemaker. We're not going to use this until the crew boss fight, so don't use it on anyone. This tutorial deal seems good. It's like you're streaming and making a video, so win-win. Hell yeah. I mean, as long as it's informative and people actually enjoy it, you know. Okay. There's a way you can hover into this area like that and just immediately trigger the cutscene. It was a bit scuffed, but you know. Now this race is a pain in the ass. So, what I like to do for this race, especially for very, very tight turns, if you, like, so for this turn, spam jump. For this turn, I like to spam jump. Push over and spam jump, it'll give us a much, much sharper turn. Like, you'll see it a lot in a minute. Like here, for example, sharper turn. You maintain the speed and you get a really sharp angle on the turn. Maintain the speed, get a really sharp angle on the turn. There's another way to do. I'm gonna do this very vanilla because the other way to do it is a bit difficult. It is pardon me, sorry. It is called ringless. Pretty much, you do this race ringless. You don't touch any rings, but you skip going around that little area that we just went around. Like you skip going around the Mars Tomb area. So once you're into the plaza, once you get into the main plaza, you go, instead of turning right to go around, it's hard to explain. Okay, I have the ringless now. I've missed a ring, so I have the ringless now. Sure, actually, I'll show ringless. I might as well show ringless. I might as well show ringless. So You can jump over to the side here. We jump. Okay. Careful of civilians as well, because some tend to be solid and some just jump out the way. If they're solid, you will bounce. It's unfortunate. My sister gave me her TV, so now I can bring that on a PS2 to my place. Hell yeah, nice. That's very cool. You can play Jak and follow the tutorial, Nomi. We can have a race. The whole tutorial will go up on YouTube. If it's 5 hours, or if it's 10 hours, the whole thing will go up on YouTube. Right, I'm going to show ringless. Now, I might suck at this because I suck at this anyway. Instead of going right here, we're just going to go left and avoid that ring. So while Errol goes around that side, I'm just going to cruise along here. The only problem is you cannot touch any of the rings. None of them. You can't touch even a single ring. Because if you do, it is a mission fail. But instead, just go in the main path. We can go over to the left, over this side. Over this bridge, we can jump over this way. We can go this way. As long as the only downside here, we can't touch any of the rings, and also we don't get any speed boosts. So if we crash and we like stall or whatever, and Errol catches up, he's gonna get a lot of speed and stuff, and then it's not gonna go well. So we can go this way. The alternative is to do the race vanilla, which I find a lot easier. Like, Errol is now catching up now that I've crashed, so I'm going to jump down here. Try and avoid these rings. Remember to the jump span. He might win the race just because I suck at ringless, but I'm going to jump over here. No, okay, we're fine. And we can go this way, and we win. The only problem with that, it is very difficult. Like, it's not nice, especially if you mess it up. If you crash and mess it up, then it's just, you're so slow. Like, top level runners can do that in like a minute 50. That took 2 minutes 6. The top runners can do that in a minute 50. Quote, some civilians tend to be solid. Never seen ringless. Yeah, it's difficult. Now I'm wondering, add quote. Some civilians tend to be solid. Ah, so sad. I don't think the bot's working. Oh no, because we turned off the bot, didn't we? I want to add that as a quote just because it's freaking hilarious, but you know. Yeah, ringless is a little bit of a challenge, sadly, but you know, we're vibing. So add quote. How the hell do you spell civilians? Civilians. That'll be good enough. There you go. We added the quote successfully to quote 2. Okay. So now I am going to, this is like really, just because of traffic, the way the traffic works, this is a very annoying hover. Where you can hover out of bounds over here and land here. And then if you go over to here and then jump down and die, you'll spawn over here, saving about a few seconds, you know? I don't know, it seems about 7, 8 seconds of driving, so it's always nice. I'm real tired, but it was good to catch up with stream again. I don't actually quite know the spelling. It's okay. Yeah, it was nice to see you again as well, Nomi. I've been streaming late, like so recently, just because I've been caught up doing a lot more work than I have usually been doing. So I'm gonna try and stream a lot earlier, but you know. Yeah, I gotta go. Still a few days away, but I'll be back full time. Hell yes, sounds very pog, very pog. All right, thank you so much, Nomi. I appreciate that. I will post a tutorial on YouTube, by the way, so feel free to give that a watch if you actually do want to learn this route, you know. Okay, so now, what we do now, we are going to do a hover. Bye, you'll see you later, Nomi. We're going to do a hover up here, and we messed it up, but it's fine. We'll just go again. If you fail a hover, I like to reset because, well, I'm a very reset dude, but you know. So you do a side flip and you hover. It's important to get a good angle. There you go. So we're in here. Now we're in here. Now, the fastest way to do this, the hut isn't loaded, but the hut is there. The loading zone is there. So the fastest way to do this would be to do an extended front flip. But there is also another way that you can do, which is, I don't think I'll be able to do it properly because the hut has actually loaded here now. What I like to do, I like to do a boosted uppercut off of this edge, and if I'm good enough, it will land in the zone. It is a little bit risky, but it tends to work. So, what we do from here? Couldn't tag you saying something. So what we do from here, we are here, right? We jump down to this little grass area. We do a side flip and jump over to here. Do another side flip to gain full speed. We jump, and we can hover all the way over here. This I wouldn't recommend doing for beginners. All this does is put us in a ghost town, so no civilians spawn and no cars spawn. It makes hovering a lot easier in the city, and it also skips the door opening cutscene. It's not a cutscene, it skips the animation of the door opening. But you can do this with or without Ghost Town. I'm going to show you very kinda complex movement to get to Onin quickly. All of this is not necessary, but it is a lot faster. So we can hover up into this building and go to the left. We fall down here. How are you, Saints? By the way. So we fall down here, we spawn here. Remember to get to the Mars tomb area before? We went through this wall. We're going to do the same here. We're going to fall through this wall. Now we're going to also, to save a little bit of time, instead of going all the way around, we're going to hover all the way up here. We're going to hover all the way up here, and we're going to make sure we don't fall out of bounds like that. So pretty much pretend we landed here. We're going to go over here to this ramp. We're going to go over here to this ramp. That loads in Onin's tent. Because if you don't go far enough, you will not load in the tent. So we can punch in there to get the cutscene kind of quickly. And now we're on to the goddamn worst mission in the goddamn game. I'm joking, it's not that bad. It's protect Samos. This is where we do something called ammo farming. First, I'll show you the route to get there. The fast way. You can hover over this area. There's a lot of death warping here, by the way, because it makes it a lot easier. Hover over this way, and you'll spawn by the palace area. We can hover up here. Oh, I'm fine, although I ordered PC parts, so I'm broke now. Dang. Very much big oof. What PC parts? Are they very pog or? Okay, so from here we can then hover over to the right hand side of this big pillar thing. And we drop the hover. We land on the back wall. And we land here. I think I did that right? I might have done that wrong. No, I did it right. So then we spawn right outside this area. We just go up here and we're onward. We're on our way. Okay, this is now something called ammo farming. What I'm gonna do is something called an ammo farm. We have to wait for this for a second anyway. But like, I had to buy it anyway since my GPU reaches hotspot 105 degrees. My power supply is being very loud. Dang. That's fair. That's fair. Well, I'm glad all that is okay for you now. Have the new PC things came yet or no? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I bought a new case, power supply, new cooler. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is Dex warp. I believe we call it Dex warp because a guy called Dex, I believe he found it. He also found one in Jak 2, Jak 3. But we're gonna roll jump into this area and pause. We're gonna restart the mission. And now we're at Samos. That's how it worked. And now we're here. Now this is where the ammo farming comes in, right? We need 10 peacekeeper shots. But if we can, and I'm gonna try not to use ammo here because the game won't give you peacemaker shots. It will give you the ammo for the guns that you don't currently have ammo in. Well, that's an easy skip. It is a very easy skip. It'll give you ammo for guns that you don't currently have enough ammo in. So right now that is the blue gun. I don't have much ammo. I'm full on ammo in the blue gun, but I need to take those guys out. So now I'm full on ammo in the blue gun. I'm full on ammo in the red gun and the yellow gun. They are now only going to drop purple ammo. So we're gonna get as many purple ammo as we can, or as much as the game lets us collect. Now that they've stopped dropping ammo, we can actually use the guns. So we have 10 purple ammo. That's what we need. That's the whole objective of this mission for us right now, for speedrun. You will see why later on in the run. We need 10 ammo. And this is the easiest way to get that ammo. It's because the way the guns work, pretty much, they are priority based. If you don't have enough ammo in yellow gun, it'll give you ammo in yellow gun. For example, but if you have like no ammo in blue gun and like just a little bit of ammo in left in yellow gun, it will give you yellow ammo instead of the blue ammo because it prioritizes yellow ammo over the blue ammo. Try and save as much ammo here as possible. I'd believe. How am I doing, Saints? Am I doing well with the explaining? I'm doing a tutorial at the moment. Doing any percent tutorial. I might do one for no LTS, because these will actually help people, I think, even though I'm not the best runner to do it, but you know. Okay. Ta-da! Now we're here. And that's protect Samos done. We have ammo in every one of our guns. Now, here's the thing. If you didn't do the Dex warp at the start, if you didn't restart the mission, this will work for you, right? If I go to restart the mission now, it will keep me where I am because it will keep me where I am here, right? What that? Oh, okay. Okay. So pretty much if we walked or hoverboarded or jetboarded over to Samos in the first place, restarting the mission will put us right back at the very start. Like, it'll put us right back where the elevator is, pretty much. That's if you didn't do that restart warp. But if you did do the restart warp like we did, we have to go over this way. We have to go over this way and take the long way back, sadly, but it's not that bad because we have a jetboard. Like, just to get up here, we hover. You know, plonk. Now we're on here. Very pog. Yes, I understand till now everything. Hell yes. That's a good sign. So when we get through this little archway, we can pause the game and we can restart the mission. The reason we do that is it skips the rest of that, and it also gives us access to the jetboard, because if we get too close to the portal without doing that, we can't have access to the jetboard for some reason. Like, the portal just refuses to let us use the jetboard. So, what I'm going to do is a very tough hover. that I sometimes still struggle with. So I'm going to hover. This is another form of the ghost town that we did for Dead Town. So I'm going to hover, and I'm going to drop it around there. The whole area loads in. And no one's here. What? Oh my god. So we're going to do another quick hover. We're going to do a hover over to here, to the right of this thing. And we're going to jump over here and fall. The wall has to... Okay. That's not supposed to happen. Would. Do you have to be precise? You don't have to be that precise. But like, this is why ghost towning is useful, because it gives you options. Right, the wall didn't load, so now if I jump down, like, I'll show you this, right? The wall has not loaded, so it shouldn't work if I jump. If I jump from here, it shouldn't work. Right, okay, didn't work. So, the wall has to be loaded. To be fair, my jump should have worked. I don't know why it didn't. Maybe I did something wrong. It's been a while since I've run this game. It's been like 4 days. Well, it's been like 3 weeks since I've actually had a PB. Well, not 3 weeks. It's been like a week since I've PB'd, but it's been a while since I've actually got up to this point again. Okay. You have to go to the right of this cooling thing. So if I hover over here, hover over to the right, drop the hover. Now you see that the wall has loaded. We're gonna jump and then flip over this way. This should work. There you go. That's the whole point. We're gonna go talk to Bruto. So hi Bruto, we're here. He's gonna ask us to go save lurkers. We're not gonna do that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna do something called mission storage. Mission storage. There you go. So what mission storage is, pretty much, we're going to keep this mission active, but we're going to go and talk to Vin instead. We're going to go to the pumping station first. And how do people come up with these exploits? I don't know. I think people just mess around for like ages and just suddenly, oh wait, I've died. Hang on, why am I here? Like, you know, that kind of thing. So we're going to go talk to Vin. That's the idea. And a vibe, we're driving. This is like prime mid-game. This is like mid of the mid-game, pretty much. We're coming up to like the last stretch. After, what we're going to do now. So we're going to go talk to Vin. We're going to go talk to Vin, and we're going to do both of his missions, but we're going to keep the lurker mission like kind of as like a side mission. So it is very important that we do not die here. So we're gonna skip. We're gonna skip him. Gonna skip the cutscene there. Vin wants us to go to the strip mine. The end of the level is right up there. So I'm going to do a very tough hover, and if I don't get it, I'm gonna debug mode out of it. Okay, but got it. So I'm gonna do a very tough hover up here, and then I'm gonna drop it right there. So from here, we get on the jetboard and we jump. Now we've got that. That is the entire mission done. Now we go onwards. We go onwards, we talk to him again, and now the idea is we're going to destroy this tower. Core wants us to destroy the Baron's towers, so what we're going to do, we're going to hop inside the suit, but instead of going through the door, we're going to fall down here and then go upwards like this. That is bypassing an invisible wall. Now it's important that we stay along this top edge as much as possible. This like little area. It's important that we stay here. And the reason it's important that we stay here is because if we and keep moving forward as well. Because if we let go, it will begin to start falling. I would love to show that, but I don't think I can recover this. And like, you know, I actually do want to kind of get a lot of runs done, so yeah. So you will fall if you do that, but we jump back into this area on top of that fire thing. Try not to take as much damage here because we're going to need the Titan suit in a minute. Our idea here now, we're going to kill these metalheads. we're gonna roll jump over to this switch. We can jam ourselves in between the switch and the wall, and if we spin and shoot, we can hit that switch from over there. The auto aim in this game is very, very weird when it comes to like these like little switch things, so hitting those two as fast as possible is very, very nice. So the rest of this is pretty vanilla, I believe. Walking along the very edges of these, by the way, for some reason doesn't set you on fire, so try and walk to the very, very, very edge of them. Can I fly in the Titan suit? I can. Pog. Yeah. Whee! Debug mode, Pog. Okay, so my suit is a little bit low on health, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get out the suit. Vulcan Fury. I'm gonna kill all of the metal heads in this room, because them jumping on the suit is not great. If I had more health in the suit, like if I didn't get damaged by the laser or the fire, I would happily just tank the lurkers, not the lurkers, the metal heads, and just move on with my life. But mainly because we don't have much health, and they always jump on top of you. The game has an auto-bot, well, like an auto-aim kind of thing, where it prioritizes the metal head punching, like you'll punch the metal head instead of the computer, so that is one way to clear them out kind of quickly, but I don't do it in runs, I just tank them and just hope for the best, try and destroy them as fast as possible. Now this requires some prestige jetboard movement to get out of here fast. I'm going to wait for the cycle. So there's the fire. I'm going to hop on the jetboard, do a spin. Now remember, it is very, very, very important that we do not die. If we die, then the whole lurkers thing is for nothing. The whole lurkers thing that we did before is for complete nothing. We're gonna need to go back and talk to Bruta. But I've not died yet, which is surprising, honestly. Elevators are slow, so we're gonna hover up. Zoom in like that, and boom. Remember how I said about speech volume earlier in the run? There's a communicator that talks to you there. That communicator does not let you enter that portal, so the fact that there's no communicator popped up at all there because we turned the speech volume off, it saves just a tiny little bit of time, but it's very nice. So because we didn't die, we still have the lurkers missions. So what we can do, we can just restart the mission. And now we're here. We're by Bruta. That's the best case scenario. If you die there on either of those two missions, you will have to drive all the way back to Bruta. So not having to do that is very nice. This level pretty self-explanatory. You shoot the cages, free the lurkers, you know. And this saves time because of the next mission. Yeah, pretty much. It's if you don't die, you can just like you don't have to drive back, pretty much. Okay, I'm gonna just manipulate this a little bit just to fly forward and then boom. So now that the lurker is there, I'm gonna try and get him to follow me. The lurker is currently following me, and now he's locked onto the vent. So instead of going back and picking that dude up, we've just collected him. He's fine now. Now we just drive on and grab the other two. Well, the other four, sorry. But yeah, not dying pretty much means you can do what I did. You can restart the mission. You'll automatically spawn in front of Bruta. If you die, you have to drive all the way back to Bruta. You know? Like, all the way back. From Power Station to Bruta. No joke. It's called the Drive of Shame. The community call it the Drive of Shame. So this one's pretty self-explanatory, you know. Do the same thing, drop the lurker off, make sure the lurker's aggroed on the vehicle, and then when he does a little stutter, it means he's aggroed on the vent. So he's going to go towards the vent, now we only have 2 left. This saves time. This saves time, it saves me going back, picking him up, you know, driving all the way over here. Now this is a bit silly. This, for some reason, lurkers can't swim. If they land in the water at all, the mission automatically fails, which is not great. And they have a tendency to shoot out of the vehicle instead of just falling. So there's a chance they can land in the water there. Hop in, lurker buddy. Hey man, I'm gonna go sleep, however don't stop streaming / explaining. Tomorrow I'm gonna watch all of it pog. Yeah, I'm gonna highlight it all and put it on YouTube as well, so... What's this weird light thing? I think there's a problem with the lighting engine in this game, lmao. Or only on PS4 version, I swear. I'm on a PS5, but I'm running the PS4 version because PS5 doesn't have a version of the game yet. So, you know. We're gonna do the same thing we did before. And now we do the Class 1 race. So we're gonna skip the cutscene. We're gonna restart the mission. And by doing that, we're automatically put in the race. This one's vanilla. If you want to be safe, this one's vanilla. Send it on Discord, then I will. I'll post it in the speed. I'll post it in speedruns on Boomer's Discord, I think. That might be an idea. Okay, so basically, this one, if you want to be safe, go completely vanilla with it. The reason you want to go completely vanilla with it is because I'm tired apparently. Just in case, like, you know, just in case something goes horribly wrong. If something goes horribly wrong on the 5th lap, you have to start the race from the 1st lap. So that's just a 2-minute waste of time at that point, you know. Remember to always try and use boosts. There is a lap skip that you can do right here, right where I passed just then. You can jump up, do a lap skip. It's better explained by someone else because I can't do them. You'll land around here. So once you've landed around there, you can just continue the race. If you can do 5 lap skips, laps take about 16, 17, 18 seconds. I have crashed, but that's fine. I don't exactly know how to do lap skip, but it's better explained by someone else. Like, I might try and, like I've said, this is going on YouTube. I might try and get someone to explain how they work. Like, if I do add like a little section, like I could ask Headstrong, because Headstrong found a way to do them really efficiently. I could maybe ask Headstrong if she's not busy, if she can explain how the lap skip works on both Class 1 and Class 2. You know? Well, yeah, Class 1 and Class 2, and then she can actually show professional footage, other than whatever the hell this is. Also, crashing the vehicle obviously makes it slower, so don't do that. Now we're in the very late game. We're at the very start of the late game. Now is the two really scary things are coming up right now. Okay, so we're gonna skip that cutscene, and now is the annoying part. So what we want a vehicle. We're gonna pause. Okay, we're not. Okay, but I didn't do it in time. Pretty much, if you pause there, you can skip the where it says Palace Security Pass acquired. You can skip that text and just immediately jump in a vehicle. But but there was no zoomer because, you know, fuck super RNG. Now this bit is the worst just because of the amount of guards that are shooting at you. What we're gonna do the same restart warp we did a lot earlier in the run. The restart warp where we jump with the zoomer. Where we jump with the zoomer, we do a zoomer launch. It's called a zoomer launch. We do a zoomer launch and then we restart the mission. Okay. Doing that is a good way to lose the alarm sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work though. Sometimes like they spawn literally everywhere. It's all based on RNG, I think. So we're gonna do a zoomer launch up here. Make sure the camera goes high enough. Once the camera goes high enough, bang. Zoomy launched. Hell yeah. So now we're here. We're gonna do the exact same thing once we're past this vent. Restart the mission. Restart the mission, and now this is a fun hover. There's a faster way to do this hover, actually, that I'm yet to learn. I'm gonna do it my way, the way I've learned how to do it. The faster way saves about 2 or 3-ish seconds, 2 to 4-ish seconds. Overall, like it'll save 2 to 4-ish seconds. So if you're really going for like world record or something, then go for the faster hover. But if not, then this is what we do. So we high jump past that and then spin past the pillar and then spin because we can't go past it. We go over to here. We hover along the wall. Do a spin here, and now we're in the elevator. Zoom in, restart warp. Which hover ain't fun, all of them, honestly, so the hovers in this game are painful. Okay, pretty much, you don't want, I forgot to mention there, you don't want to go too far in. If you go too far in, you will start the cutscene. I'm going to do another little hover that I found. I don't know if it actually saves time, but I like doing this. I found this. This is my hover. I have never ever seen anyone else do this, so no one else can claim that is their hover. It's my hover. So yeah, you don't want to go too far in the throne room because it will activate the cutscene. It'll activate the cutscene, and activating that cutscene means you will not be able to do, you won't be able to do the hover. It doesn't work, the hover no longer works, so the cutscene works. So that's why we high jump past the pillar. We go past the pillar a little bit. I don't know why I'm doing, by the way, just, you know. I have no idea what I'm doing, but, you know, we're vibing. Now this is not a fun hover. This was one of my run colours. Now I've found a better setup for it. We're going to stand in this little brush thing here. Oh, stand in this little brush thing here. We're going to aim towards the door, do a spin, and then launch a hover. We have to go quick so we don't hit that lamp though. This always took me so long. So we aim at the door, do a side flip, and we start the hover. Try and go to as far to the right as physically possible. Now this one is a long one. Now I'm far enough to the right that the area is loading somewhat beneath me. So we're gonna hover into the third room here. Yep, we hover into the third room. That was a little difficult. It's very difficult to gauge if you do it wrong. Forgot that I'm in debug. Okay, so we're gonna activate all 3 of them. Actually, let me go back down. We're gonna activate all 3 of these, otherwise this won't work for some reason. We're gonna activate all 3 of these, then we're gonna hover back up here. We're gonna hover into this area, and then immediately there's a chance we get stun locked here. Like, and the guards just don't let us move, so we just kill them all if that happens. We jump down here, and as you can see outside BSP, cast boss, right? That means the boss level has loaded. We hover up there to load the boss level, then we do a hover over here. We hover up to the boss death plane. We hover up here to the death plane for the boss, and it'll send us right to the top of the elevator. And now, we're in the crew boss fight. And you will soon see why we saved Peacemaker ammo. We're just gonna clear these guys out. Gonna clear these guys out really quick. Pew, 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 pew. There are 20 on this phase, and I believe 30 on the next phase, so... What we're gonna do, we're gonna grab them. Oops. Crew's gonna shoot at us, we're just gonna shoot him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Bloody hell. Dude just didn't want to die. Okay. Now this next phase, once we've killed all of the crew people, all of the crew electric things, this is where it gets a little bit saucy. Okay? We're going to do something called Peacemaker Stacking Crew Skip. Not exactly that, I think we just call it Crew Skip or Phase Free Skip or something like that. But it's not an easy trick to learn. So personally, especially if you're only just starting out, I really would not recommend going for this, just because there's a high chance you mess it up. Especially if you're very, very new. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna let him shoot. We're gonna shoot him once, twice, 3, 4, 5. And we're not gonna shoot him again. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull out the Peacemaker. I'm gonna high jump and then spin and then change to the blaster and then back to the Peacemaker really quickly, then shoot. Now we have 5 stacked, we're gonna jump at him and then shoot him. That stacks 5 Peacemaker shots into one, and it deals enough damage to him. It deals enough damage to crew that it'll skip an entire phase of the crew fight. That saves quite a bit of time. When I learned that, my PB went from like a 125 to a 119. I saved so much time. Mainly because my 125 was actually like god awful. Right now, my PB is a 107. Like, I have drastically improved. We don't even need to go in here, we just walk to the side here, skip this cutscene. This is very, very normal. Just do a minigame, why not? Ugh. Just vibe with a minigame, you know? Why not? Just play some whack-a-mole. Try doing this blindfolded. To be fair, they all have a specific pattern, I believe. They all have a specific pattern in which they pop up. I think. I could be wrong. Obviously, we want a lot more golds, because golds are worth more points. Golds are worth 50, the grey ones are worth 10. You'll know you've done it when Daxter, like, you literally, yeah, you can't do any anymore. I'm so tired today. Damn. Same, to be fair, I'm actually kind of tired. Now is the scariest hover in the entirety of the run. On older console, I'm on a PS5, so it's not that bad, but on older consoles, in that area, that cutscene has a tendency to lag out and like the game entirely. And just completely hard lock it, so just be careful on that one. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to stand in front of the door. We're going to do a side flip, and we're going to jump into the side of the building, like this. We're in the underport. There's no need to destroy that, but I like destroying it anyway. Now this is the hardest thing for me, honestly. We're going to face the door, we're going to do a double side flip into a hover. We need to make sure that we pass the door to load this area. If we don't pass the door, this area will not load. Then we land in here. And we've done the first part of the underwater. We've done the underwater section of the underport. I can't shoot it. It's someone else's problem. Here you go. This bit, there's a hover that you can do here that I have no idea how to do, so we're not gonna try it. Very, very vanilla movement. Just, you know. Very, very vanilla movement. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. Pew. Pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. Pew. So I like pulling out the scatter gun here. Waiting for that thing to almost flip and then shoot it. Gonna go down here with Sig. We're gonna jump down here. Gonna roll jump across the bridge, and that's the second version. That's the second part of underport done. Very, very fancy. Ooh, okay. We're gonna go through it now. I think the best way actually is to go through here. Rip Sig, I know, right? Poor Sig. Spoilers, Sig dies in that cutscene. Sad camel indeed. Now, I am going to try something very stupid that I've been advised not to try just because it's hard and kind of unnecessary, but it will save time. So, I'm going to do this. I think I dropped like too late, but oh well. I'm gonna grind on this and then nope. I want to learn this. This is called shaft skip. I don't think I've got it right because I think a part of the palace has to stay loaded for the elevator to work. Okay, no. Sadly, we didn't do it, but so we're cheating now. No, we're not cheating. I have debug mode on just to like safety, you know. I'm gonna try it again. I want to learn it. Like I've been advised by Headstrong, by Ouija, by Rubik's, by all of the top level runners right now. I've been advised not to do this. But I want to know at least how to do it, you know. So for beginners, definitely don't try this. I would recommend just driving straight to the stadium, like just vanilla driving, just as you normally would. So I'm trying to go right through the middle of it. So like you go right through the middle of the palace. The only problem with that, if I can see correctly, yes, it loads the palace, but nothing else. It loads the palace, but nothing else. So I think we have to load something. There's a new version of this skip, actually. Fun facts, new version of this skip. Jak playing creative mode, I know, right? Bro. There is a new version of the skip that requires a vehicle, but I'm not even going to attempt that. If anyone wants to know about that, pester Ouija Sheep for it. Pester him on Twitch for that one. Sorry, Ouija, but I don't know how to do it, lol. Okay, so I think I have to go to the right. I'm going to try this one more time, and then I'm just going to drive to the stadium normally. So I'm a little more to the right now. I think I dropped too early. Yeah, I did. Okay, pretend I dropped normally there, and then we jump out. We hover. There you go, the shaft has loaded. So we're going to go to the very side of it. Pause the game. Oh, okay. You see, I don't exactly know how this works. That's my only problem. So the shaft has loaded. Lol. Like, the elevator itself has loaded, which is a good sign. I've seen a lot of top runners, they land on the... So they hover here, and then they move, like... I'm going to fly a little bit more to the top. They fall, and they land along the outside. It's to let it load. It's pretty much just to let the city load. I believe there's a way you can get into the shaft, but like you'll be soft locked in there, and I don't know the way out. So okay, so which way did we come in from? We came in from over that way. So pretend we're up here, shaft has loaded, we're gonna fall. We're gonna drop the hover. Go to the other side. No, I don't think it worked. Yeah, it's stupid hard. Like, I don't know where to land, I don't know where to, like, do whatever, but pretty much it's very vanilla. That's how you start it, I just don't know how to finish it, you know? It's very vanilla movement. Over to stadium otherwise, unless you want to go for that. Ouija can bully me for that later, but you know. We're going to do very vanilla movement. Watch out for the camouflage guys, they're not nice. Jetboard takes a while, so preferably you'd want to zoom it here, but you know, for the sake of effort of finding one. Pretty much, by the way, shaft skip would, the entirety of the shaft skip would take you to here. If you did shaft skip right, which obviously I didn't, I think I'm supposed to land outside of this area. Shaft skip lands you about here. So you can just go ahead and do everything else normally. Now this is the Fen Stadium. I thought it'd be like Jak 1, where you can bonk and get your health back if you do a thing. Hi, Kira. I'd so do Kira. Anyway, moving on. We No major skips or anything here. We just clear out the stadium. That's the best I can do. Best advice I can give. Keep an eye on the minimap. Just keep an eye on the minimap to see where everything is spawning, so you can deal with them rather quickly. There's a lot spawning behind them, but I'm going to take care of the guys in front of them and then start clearing the guys behind them. Still saving my Peacemaker ammo, and I'm going to show you why. Clear out the rest of them here. Not really much else I can say about this one, just, you know, kill everything. Whoa. Make sure they don't get hit by any, like, rogue metalheads, you know? I wait for a second on that cutscene, just because there's a chance it'll crash. It's crashed on me in a run before. It was very sad. But we're gonna do the same very complex movement that we did to get to Onin. Well, I'm going to try it anyway. It saves quite a bit of time. But it's this one death warp that I'm about to do now. The traffic literally murders me. So, okay, we're through. That's fine. Gonna jump. Try not to, like, flip or anything there. I found out that that actually stops it from working. See how Ghost Town can help, by the way. I know, like, there's not like 100 million metalheads in Ghost Town, like in the area where we do the Ghost Town, but, like, you know, it just makes hovering a lot easier. Now we go over here, fall down here. Gonna do the exact same thing over here. Pretend I got that, and then. Okay, boys. Now that's the problem. Doing these death warps is a bit of a problem just because of the amount of metalheads that can spawn around you. What? There's no one there, game. Okay. Now we're gonna do one last hover. We're gonna hover over this building. I'm gonna keep the hover going. We're gonna hover over to here, and then we're gonna drop the hover here. Now we are out of bounds. Where do I go back in bounds? We are out of bounds. We can go back in bounds this way. Go back in bounds, and the construction site is right here. I have hard locked on this exact area in an all mission speedrun. It took me 3 hours, and I hard locked. It was so upsetting. We're gonna go in here, we're gonna skip that cutscene, nothing else much to do in there. We're gonna do another death warp just to save us a little bit of time. This death warp is very pog, we're just gonna hover up here. Oops. See why hovering, by the way, is bread and butter in this run. Like, hovering is stupid important. So I'm going to do a death warp here. I think I would have got it, yep. Now we're right at the ship. Right at the ship. And now we're going to do one hover. We're going to do, well, 2 hovers. We're going to do one hover up here to the gun. We're going to let the cutscene play. Be sure to spin there because there's a chance you can take damage. Like, you're in the air during the cutscene, you start falling. When you skip it, you start falling, so you can spin there to stop taking damage. You're gonna stand here past this gun. Like, let me just... I've not really been showing where to stand. Like, you kinda... I've not been explaining that, so... So, you've landed here or whatever. There's the gun. We're gonna go over to this side, to the right here. where the big hole in the wall is, where they shot the hole in the wall, we're gonna jump and we're gonna hover up. And that is the entire nest done. Now we're gonna hover over here, not necessary, but can save a little bit of time. Saves the annoying little metalheads. And now I like jumping there at the end. We're on the final boss. Turn the camera, spam shoot. Turn the camera and spam shoot. This is what we save Peacekeeper ammo for. That's not necessary, but it can save a little bit of time. We do the same thing that we did to crew. Fuck off. Phase 2 skip, I call that. I've not seen many people do it because it's a little bit difficult to get the timing right, especially when like you actually getting hit. You can get hit in that area and it can stop it. But pretty much, we're just gonna make Zeke cry. And that is time. That is the any percent speedrun for Jak and Daxter, or Jak 2, sorry. That is a very fun one. It's definitely a very fun one, but I struggle with it a lot. I've recently taken a little bit of a break. I've taken a bit of a break from it just because I'm finding it a little bit difficult at the moment, and that's the first time we've completed a run in about 4 days, so.
becomes pretty boring. About time. Let's do this. Crew said you'll protect us all the way to the stash. Just shut your whiny traps. We go down. Hey, Bart, why don't you make yourself... Ah! They're crawling down the wall! Got any way to go! This is red high!
The witchings.
Cover your ears! You mean cover your ass? Fire in the hole! You better keep your head down, sugar. Ooh, that had to hurt. But no one ever listens to Chief. You're pretty handy with that iron, Blondie.
That's my hero.
Shut up, Mog. Move your butts, or I'll move them. Here they come again. Who was right about you? You got the magic. Lead us on. Now, silly Jack. Unleash it. Get it together. Get back! I'm gonna detonate this one remotely. One unclogged sewer coming up. Let's get out of here before more. You earning your dough today. Let's finish this.
I'm sure not going back that way. Whoa.